When Amy, my wife, went to a party at her ex's place, I thought, this is the end. But instead of tears or phone calls, I grabbed my keys and left. In the morning, when she came back, she saw me packing my suitcase. "What are you doing?" she whispered. "Choice, Amy. You made yours. Now it's mine." That was the night I stopped being a victim. I watched Amy slip out the door to her ex's party, her laughter already echoing in my head like a final goodbye. But instead of crumbling, I grabbed my keys and hit the road. By dawn, when she stumbled back, she found me packing, not with rage, but resolve. "Tom, what the hell?" she gasped. I looked up, steady. "You made your move last night. Now it's mine." That was the night I stopped playing the waiting game. It was a Friday evening in Brooklyn, and I'd just nailed a high-stakes pitch at the firm. As a 35-year-old architect, I'd pulled the team through a brutal deadline, sketching revisions on the fly that saved the client millions. The boss slapped my back, called me the glue holding it all together. I drove home buzzing, visions of a quiet dinner with Amy dancing in my mind. We'd been married 7 years, and she, my 32-year-old marketing whiz, had always been my spark, the one who pushed me to chase bigger designs. I pulled into our spot near the East River, arms loaded with takeout from that Italian spot she loved. The plan: candles, wine, maybe talk about starting a family. But as I unlocked the door, Amy was already on the phone, pacing the living room. She ended the call quick when she saw me, forcing a smile. "Hey, hero. Rough day?" I set the bags down, pulled her into a hug. "Saved the project. Thought we'd celebrate." She nodded, but her eyes darted to her purse. Then it hit. "Actually, Tom, I'm heading out. Old friends throwing a thing." My gut twisted. I knew the address, Jared's loft in Williamsburg. Her ex from college, the one she'd sworn was ancient history. We'd laughed about him over beers, but lately, his name popped up in her texts too often. "You're going there?" I kept my voice even, unpacking the food anyway. She shrugged, grabbing her jacket. "It's casual. Networking, you know? Marketing crowd." Jared ran a startup, the kind that threw flashy events to lure talent. I pictured it. Dim lights, craft beers, her fitting right in while I sat here sketching alone. But I didn't beg or yell. Instead, I plated the pasta, lit the candle. "Have fun, then. Food's hot if you change your mind." She paused, hand on the knob, surprise flickering across her face. Like she'd braced for a fight, some dramatic plea that would let her play the victim. But I just poured myself a glass of red and sat down, fork in hand. "Love you," I added, casual as ever. The door clicked shut behind her, and the apartment went still. For a beat, I stared at my plate, steam rising. Then the anger surged, not at her, exactly, but at the years I'd spent bending, adjusting my blueprints to fit her schedule, her moods. No more. I pushed the food aside, fired up my laptop. There it was, the open call for an urban design contest in Manhattan, the one I'd bookmarked months ago, but shelved for later. Deadlines loomed, but screw it. I dialed Mike, my college buddy turned contractor, the guy who'd always said I was wasting talent on corporate gigs. "Tom, it's 9 on a Friday. You drunk?" "Clear as day," I said, already pulling up old sketches from my cloud drive. "That contest, urban revitalization for low-income blocks. You still got polls with developers?" Mike whistled. "Hell yeah. Been waiting for you to grow a pair. Meet me at the diner on Atlantic tomorrow, 8 a.m. We'll brainstorm." I hung up, adrenaline pumping. For the first time in forever, I wasn't chasing Amy's approval. This was for me. The designs that could reshape neighborhoods, not just polish some high-rise facade. I stepped out onto the fire escape, city lights sprawling below like a grid waiting for my lines. Amy's text started buzzing in my pocket. "Hey, where are you? Party's lame." I didn't reply. Let her wonder. Instead, I sketched by phone light. A bold concept for modular housing, green spaces woven in, affordable yet striking. It flowed, unblocked, like the ideas had been trapped under her shadow. By midnight, I'd roughed out 3 concepts. Mike's follow-up pinged. "Dope start. Investor buddy owes me. Bring prints." I crashed hard, dreamless, waking to sunlight slicing through the blinds. Amy's side of the bed was empty, sheets cold. She'd slipped in late, I guessed, but I didn't check. Coffee brewed. I printed the sketches at the corner shop, the machine whirring like a heartbeat quickening. The diner smelled of bacon and fresh brew when I slid into the booth. Mike, burly as ever with sawdust still on his jeans, grinned over eggs. "Spill. This about that wife of yours?" I nodded, laying out the prints. "Jared's bash last night. She picked it over us." Mike leaned in, scanning the drawings. "Screw that noise. Look at this, your park integrated units? Game changer for Queens. My guy's in prop tech. He'll fund a prototype if we pitch right. We hashed details over refills, timelines, budgets, how I'd quit the firm to go full-time if it stuck. Mike's energy was infectious. He'd built his crew from nothing, always crediting my early blueprints for his break. You're the visionary, man. Time to own it. By noon, we'd emailed the investor a teaser deck. My phone lit up again. Amy. Tom. You home? We need to talk. Ignored. Then a call. Voicemail. Her voice tight, edged with something new, uncertainty. Babe, the party's winding down. Pick me up? I pocketed the phone, grabbed my board from the diner wall, a quick doodle of a community hub tying into my design. Tell her you're building empires, Mike said, clapping my shoulder. I drove to the waterfront instead, park bench under the bridge, refining lines with pencil and pad. Gulls wheeled overhead, horns blared from the bridge, New York's pulse syncing with mine. This wasn't running away, it was running towards something solid. Amy's next text, you're scaring me. Where are you? I typed back, fingers steady, busy. Catch you later. Hit send, then powered off. For years, I'd been the fixer, smoothing her late nights at the agency, her girls' trips that smelled like avoidance. But last night, her choice lit the fuse. Now, with Mike's lead and sketches stacking up, I felt the shift, control flipping like a blueprint turned right side up. Dusk fell as I headed back, city traffic a blur. The apartment door swung open to Amy on the couch, legs tucked, staring at her screen. She jumped up when I entered, words tumbling. Tom, you vanished. I waited at the party. Jared asked about you, but I left early. What's going on? Her hands twisted, eyes searching mine for the old compliance. I set my sketches on the table, poured water from the fridge. Grabbed breakfast with Mike. Working on a pitch. She blinked, thrown. A pitch? Now, we should talk about last night. I didn't mean to upset you. I met her gaze, calm. You didn't. But I realized something. I've been holding back my own stuff too long. She stepped closer, voice softening. Like what? Tell me. I flipped open the folder, showing the modular designs. This, urban contest. Mike's looping in funding. Could be huge. Her face lit, genuine, for a second, then clouded. That's amazing, but you're really doing this? Without me? I nodded. With or without. It's time. The air thickened, her silence louder than any argument. She reached for my arm, but I stepped to the kitchen, starting dinner solo, stir-fry this time, veggies sizzling as a barrier. That night, as we ate in quiet bursts, her questions probed. Details on the contest, Mike's investor, why now? I answered short, factual, turning it back. What about you? Party worth it? She hesitated, fork pausing. It was fine. Networking. Jared's startup is pivoting, might have leads for my team. There it was, the pivot back to her world. I let it hang, clearing plates instead of pressing. In bed, her body curled away, but sleep evaded me. The sketches lay on the nightstand, a promise. Tomorrow, follow up with the investor, maybe scout sites in the Bronx. Amy shifted, whispering into the dark. Tom, you okay? I murmured back, better than okay, and meant it. The hook was set, not in revenge, but rebirth. She'd chosen the party. I'd chosen the path. Whatever came next, I was ready to draw the lines myself. Amy's hand slammed the table as she snatched my phone, eyes wild. Busy? That's all you give me after I poured my heart out last night. But I just slid the sketches closer, voice level. It's the truth. Watch this. I opened the email, the contest entry confirmation, timestamped at 2 a.m. Her jaw dropped, fury mixing with shock. That morning, as she stormed out for work, I locked the door behind her. Freedom tasted like fresh leads, and I was chasing them hard. Saturday blurred into action. I met Mike at a construction site in Queens, hard hat in hand, touring derelict lots ripe for my concepts. Dust kicked up as we paced chain-link fences, him pointing out zoning snags while I jotted fixes on a clipboard. Your green roofs could cut energy costs 30% here, he said, slapping a beam. Investor, call him Vic, wants a walkthrough Monday. Nail it, and you're in. We wrapped with high fives. Then I hit a supply store for drafting tools, impulse buying a laser level that screamed commitment. Back home, Amy's car was already parked. She met me in the hall, arms crossed. We can't keep dodging this. Last night hurt. Jared was just there, old vibes. I nodded, unpacking gear onto the counter. Understood. But I'm not dodging. I'm driving forward. She pressed. With what? Those drawings? I spread them out, explaining the low-income pivot. Stackable units with shared solar arrays, turning eyesores into hubs. Her skepticism cracked into questions, practical ones, like permits. For a moment, we brainstormed together, her marketing brain spotting pitch angles. Then her phone chimed. She glanced, silenced it quick. Jared's name flashed before she pocketed it. I didn't call it out. Instead, hey, spot for you in this if you want. Brand the community angle for your firm. She lit up briefly. Maybe. Sounds solid. But as she grabbed keys for errands, doubt lingered. I shook it off, diving into revisions. By evening, Vic's reply pinged. Intrigued, schedule a Zoom. I prepped slides till midnight, layering data on ROI and social impact. Amy returned late, takeout bags rustling. Brought tie, peace offering? We ate cross-legged on the floor amid my papers, her feet brushing mine. Talk turned light. Her agency's latest campaign flop, my site tour anecdotes. But when I mentioned Vic, she stiffened. So soon? What if it tanks? I met her eyes. What if it soars? Sunday dawned with her buzzing around, prepping brunch like normalcy could glue us. I joined, flipping pancakes while fielding Mike's texts on material costs. Halfway through bites, her phone lit up again. Jared, voice note playing accidental. Laughter, then missed you last night. Round 2? She fumbled to stop it, face paling. Delete that. It's nothing. Heat rose in me, but I channeled it. Stood, cleared my plate. Nothing? Or everything? She reached out. Tom, please. It was a dumb flirt, work stress. I paused at the sink. Stress I could have eased. But you chose his door. Silence stretched, broken only by the faucet drip. Then, I need air, I said, grabbing my jacket. Urban planning meetup in the village, networking my way. The subway rattled me downtown to a co-working space packed with designers. I jumped into a breakout session on sustainable retrofits, pitching my modular idea to a circle of strangers. A woman named Lena, sharp-eyed planner from City Hall, leaned in. Love the equity focus. Got a contact at HUD who eats this up. We swapped cards, her enthusiasm fueling mine. By session end, I'd lined up 2 coffee chats and a collab invite for a nonprofit build. No drama, just doors cracking open. My phone stayed dark, no Amy check-ins. Good. Let her stew in the echo of that voice note. Evening found me at a quiet bar near the meetup, nursing a soda, sketching bar napkin tweaks to the solar grid. Lena texted, great energy today, let's sync on HUD. Grinning, I replied yes. Then Amy's barrage hit. Where are you? We need to fix this. Tom, answer. I'm sorry, okay? I typed once, at a planning event. Gained 2 leads. Talk tomorrow. Sent, then muted. Back home past 10, the place hummed with her pacing. She whirled as I entered. Leads? While I'm dying here. Jared's a mistake. Block him if you want. I set my bag down, pulling out the napkin sketch. Not about blocking. About building. Showed this today, got HUD interest. She scanned it, fingers tracing lines. HUD. That's big. Pride flickered in her tone, but undercut by plea. Does this mean you're pulling away? I poured water, handed her a glass. Means I'm pulling in. For years, your career calls, I adjusted. Now mine calls, I'm answering. She set the glass down untouched. And us? We adjust together. I shook my head. We haven't. Not lately. Her eyes welled, but I held firm, retreating to the spare room with my laptop. There, I fired off the Zoom invite to Vic, attaching polished renders. Sleep came fitful, visions of rising structures chasing doubts away. Monday roared in with Amy's alarm blaring early. She dressed for a client pitch, lingering by my door. Good luck with your call. Love you. I murmured back from under covers. You too. Alone again, I prepped, rehearsed metrics, anticipated pushback. Vic connected at noon sharp, his feed showing a sleek office overlooking Central Park. Tom, Mike vouches hard. Walk me through. I shared screen, diving into visuals. How the units scaled for families, integrated job training spaces below. He probed, scalability? Costs. I countered with comps, projections hitting 15% returns via tax credits. Bold, he said. Send full proposal by week's end. If it sticks, seed round's yours, 50K to prototype. Elation surged as we logged off. I texted Mike. Vic's hooked. Proposal incoming. His thumbs up emoji led to a voice call. Knew it. Quit that firm yet? Not yet, but close. Afternoon blurred into drafting the deck, outsourcing a quick 3D model via freelancer site. Amy beat me home. Flowers on the counter. Lilies, her peace flag. Nailed my pitch. Thought we'd celebrate your win. Dinner unfolded civil. Steak from the grill, her toasting my HUD lead. But midway, her phone vibrated. She ignored it twice, then excused to the bathroom. I heard the murmur, Jared's voice, tinny through the door. Amy, come over. Tom's out, right? She emerged flushed. Client follow-up. I stood, plate in hand. Sounded personal. Confrontation hung, but I pivoted. Vic greenlit $50K. Quitting tomorrow. Her fork clattered. Quitting? For this? Excitement warred with worry in her stance. It's risky, Tom. I nodded. Risky's where growth lives. Like you chasing that promotion last year. I backed you. She deflated. And now? Now back yourself. The meal ended strained. Her text to Jared unseen, but felt. Bedtime, she clung close. Don't let this break us. I held her, whispering, depends on both. Tuesday's resignation flew smooth. Boss understood, even offered freelance ties. Freedom hit like a cleared sight. I dove into the proposal, Lena's HUD intro yielding sample grants. Amy's day ended with her bursting in, triumphant. Landed the account. Hugs followed, real ones. But as we uncorked wine, another chime. This time, she showed the screen. Jared, can't stop thinking about Friday. She deleted it live. See, done. Relief washed me, tentative. Good. Focus here. We planned a date night. Her idea, Broadway tickets. Hope flickered. Yet Wednesday cracked it. Mid-proposal polish, Mike called. Vic bumped the meet. Thursday, in person at his Midtown office. Pumped, I rescheduled everything. Amy got home early, eyes red-rimmed. Rough day, team drama. Comfort came natural. I rubbed her shoulders, listening to rants on deadlines. Then, casual, Jared emailed my work address. Job offer bait. My hand stilled. Ticket? She laughed it off. No way. But flattering. Flattering. The word stung, a reminder of lines blurring. I excused to the balcony, dialing Lena for grant tips. Her voice steadied. You're onto something, Rayal. Keep pushing. Night deepened with Amy asleep. I finalized the deck, attaching Vic's nod. Submit button glowed. Click. Done. Phone buzzed. Her, from the bedroom. Come back? I did, sliding in. But as dawn crept, so did resolve. Her flattering chats built walls. My breakthroughs tore them down. Tension coiled tighter. The investor meet looming like a verdict. Whatever Jared pulled next, I'd counter with creation, not destruction. The game's pace quickened, and I was sprinting ahead. Vic's office door swung open, and there stood Amy, uninvited, her badge from Jared's startup dangling like a confession. Tom, wait, we need to talk now. But Vic cleared his throat from behind his desk, eyebrow arched. Everything all right? I forced a nod, heart pounding. That instant, as she grabbed my arm, everything unraveled. Her secret lunches with Jared? Out in the open. My pitch. Hanging by a thread. But I yanked free, voice steel. Not here. After. She deflated, retreating to the hall. The meeting went on, and so did I, turning crisis into catalyst. Thursday morning hit with precision. I reviewed the proposal one last time on the subway uptown, nerves buzzing but focused. Midtown's glass towers loomed, Vic's firm a sleek 20th floor suite specializing in green tech. His assistant waved me in. He rose to shake, grip firm. Tom, love the deck. Let's see if it flies. I launched into the walkthrough, projected models spinning on my tablet, breaking down phased builds for Bronx parcels, starting with pilot units housing 50 families, scaling to 500. Incentives align, city tax breaks, federal grants via HUD. Projected break-even in 18 months. Vic leaned forward, tapping margins. Solid numbers. But competition's fierce. Why you over the big firms? I countered quick, because I'm boots on ground. Grew up in these neighborhoods. Designs prioritize resident input, not just profit. He nodded, jotting notes. Then the elevator dinged. Amy burst through, breathless from the stairs, clutching her phone like a shield. Tom. Heads turned. Vic's assistant hovered. She ignored them, zeroing on me. I couldn't wait. Jared. It's over, but you have to hear this. Vic stood, polite but firm. Ma'am, we're in session. She faltered, eyes darting. Sorry, Tom, your email draft. The one to Lena? It mentioned our fight. She forwarded it to my boss. Thinks I'm unstable. My blood iced. I'd vented in a half-written note last night, hitting send by accident during a late edit. Lena's reply? A polite pullback on the grant lead. Amy continued, voice rising. And Jared showed me your sketches, said he'd fund better, poach you for his team. Betrayal stacked, her rifling my files, looping in her ex. I stood slow, tablet down. You went through my stuff? Shared with him? Vic watched, silent jury. Amy's plea tumbled. To help. Thought we could team up. Your designs, his capital. But he pushed. Admitted the lunches weren't just talk. I ended it this morning. Lunches. Plural. The pieces clicked. Missed dinners. Vague alibis. Vic cleared his throat again. Gentleman. And lady. This personal? I met his gaze. Was. Now it's fuel. Turning to Amy. Out. We'll hash later. She backed away, tears starting, but complied, door clicking shut. The room reset electric. Vic chuckled dry. Drama's the spark, huh? All right, back to brass tacks. I dove deeper. Risk mitigations, community buy-in via town halls. He grilled on timelines. I parried with agile phases, first unit demo in 6 months. By close, his verdict landed. Impressed. 50K seed, plus intros to my network. Prototype contract next week. Make it count. Handshake sealed it. I floated out, emailing Mike en route. Closed. Funds incoming. His whoop echoed in my earbuds. Hallway empty, Amy gone. But her text storm waited. Park bench outside. Please. Against better judgment, I descended. She sat hunched on the concrete, coffee cup steaming ignored. Tom, forgive the intrusion. Panic mode. Jared cornered me post-breakup, threatened to spill to your firm. I sat distant, bench edge. Firm? I quit. And you? Spilling my work to him? She winced. Saw the folder open. Thought synergy, us against the world. Synergy. The word twisted like a bad weld. I pulled up my phone, scrolling to her chain with Jared. Hacked access from our shared cloud. A habit from joint projects. Screenshots loaded. Flirty exchanges from weeks back. Then logistics. Lunch at his spot, 1 p.m. Tell Tom it's client. Missed our spark, Friday? Dozens. This synergy? I thrust the screen. Her face crumpled. Stupid. Lonely at the agency. He listened. But nothing physical, swear. I pocketed it. Doesn't matter. Trust the build. You dynamited it. She grabbed my sleeve. We fix it. Therapy. Date nights. Remember our vows? Vows. Flash to our wedding. Her vowing adventure, me stability. Now inverted. You fixed nothing when you chose his invites over ours. Silence broke with her sob. I chose wrong. Come home. Let's start fresh. Temptation tugged. 7 years foundation. But Vic's deal burned brighter. Home's the project now. Need space to launch. I rose. Block Jared. For real. She nodded frantic, pulling her phone, demo deleting his contact midair. Friday sealed shifts. I crashed at Mike's spare room in Astoria, his wife's couch fort welcoming. Morning. Banked the 50K wire, first chunk to a fabricator for unit mockups. Lena called midday, apology for the pullback, but a new lead, nonprofit accelerator with matching funds. Your passion cut through the glitch, she said. Grateful, I pitched her a variant, rooftop farms for food security. She bit, scheduling a virtual tour. Amy's outreach escalated. Voicemails laced with remorse, flowers delivered to Mike's door. Roses, my favorite. Tag reading rebuild with me? Mike ribbed gentle. Tough call, brother. But that's seed money. Your ticket out. Evening, I scouted a short-term rental in Bushwick, loft with high ceilings, perfect for drafting tables. Signed lease online, movers booked for weekend. Her next ping. Heard you quit. Proud, but scared. Dinner? Neutral ground. I agreed. Cafe near the old firm, public buffer. We met at dusk, corner booth. Her arriving first with menus clutched. Orders placed. Salads. Light. She dove in. Therapist lined up. Monday slot. I stirred my iced tea. Good for you. Solo first. Surprise hit her. Not us. Us paused. Process your side. Why the drift? She traced the table edge. Agency grind. Felt invisible. Jared flattered without effort. Effort. The gap yawned. I made effort. Dinners. Trips. You tuned out. Nod from her. Fair. Won't happen again. Bill split. We walked out. Her hand brushed mine. I didn't pull, but didn't hold. Bushwick sublet. Keys tomorrow. Devastation crossed her features. Alone? Tom, fight for us. I stopped under street lamp. Fighting solo now, for the startup, for me. Join later? Earn it. She hugged impulsive, me stiff. I will. Back at Mike's, I unboxed tools, sketching expansion, app for resident voting on features. Sleep came deep, blueprint dreams solidifying. Saturday ramped velocity. Movers hauled essentials, desk, clothes, prototypes, to the loft. Unpacked amid exposed brick, I wired monitors for sim software. Vic followed up, network intro, gala next month. Bring renders. Pumped, I mocked a booth layout. Amy texted mid-unpack. Jared called, blocked him for good. Saw your lease online. Heartbroken. Online. Shared account slip. I replied sparse, focus forward. Her. Can I help pack the rest? No, boundaries set. Afternoon brought a curve. Jared's email to my inbox, CC'd Amy. Heard your pitch. Top it with my offer. Lead designer, equity stake. Amy vouched. Vouched. Rage simmered, but I forwarded to Vic. Transparency play. His reply, smart move. Dodged a shark. Evening, Mike crashed the loft with pizzas, toasting the seed. To empires, not entanglements. Laughter flowed, his stories of build site blunders lightning load. Sunday tested steel. Amy showed unannounced, box of my forgotten vinyls and arms. Peace delivery. Loft door propped. I let her in. Tour brief. Workstation humming, walls pinned with elevations. She set the box down, eyes scanning. Impressive setup. Need a logo? I could mock one. Offer hung, genuine skill. I considered. Appreciate it. Email drafts, no access. Stung her, but nodded. Boundaries. Got it. We sat on floor crates, sharing takeout sushi. Talk veered raw. Her admitting therapy intake, unpacking agency burnout. Felt like failing you. I shared Vic's gala nod. Succeeding now. As she left, hug warmer, promise lingered. I'll prove change. Door shut. I texted Lena. Tur ready. At Farmetrics? Affirmative. But Jared's shadow loomed. Another email pinged. This to Amy's work. Smear attempt. Questioning my ethics via stolen ideas. She forwarded instantly. Handled HR. He's out. Proof in action. Night closed with gala prep. Suit tailored quick. Speech outline jotted. Tension peaked. But so did traction. Startup pulse strong. Personal fractures mending on my terms. The board tilted. My pieces advanced. Amy's key turned in my new lock. Uninvited. Her eyes pleading as she thrust a folder forward. Tom, look, Jared's crumbling empire. I left him, came back for us. But the papers scattered. His startup's pink slips, her resignation letter. I picked one up, scanning the chaos. She'd chosen wrong again, betting on a sinking ship. Now, with my prototype humming and gala invites piling, her return felt like debris. Too late for folders, I said, handing it back. Doors closed for a reason. She lingered, but I shut them, mine and ours. The fallout began, and it was hers to weather. Weeks post-move, the loft transformed into command central. I hired a junior drafter, Sophia, a fresh Parsons grad with a knack for 3D sims, via Lena's referral. Mornings kicked off with stand-ups, her tweaking airflow models while I chased permits from City Hall clerks. Vic's 50K stretched smart, prototype frame welded in a Jersey yard, first panels shipped. Mike swung by midweek, hauling steel samples. Test this alloy, cuts weight 20%. We bolted a section together, sweat mixing with triumph as it locked seamless. By Friday, photos hit Vic, on track. Town hall next. His ping, Gala Friday, seal more backers. Amy's orbit tightened, then loosened in waves. First wave, daily coffees dropped at my door, notes scrawled, miss your sketches. Brew strong, like you. I sipped one, tossed the rest. Gestures without groundwork rang hollow. Her therapy updates arrived via text. Session 3, owning the loneliness. Progress, but unilateral. Weekend brought a curveball, shared bank alert. She'd drained our joint savings for Jared's bridge loan, now defaulted. Statement attached, overdraft fees stacking. I called the bank, froze the account solo. Her follow-up call. Tom, it was desperate. His board ousted him, bills piled. Help me fix? Voice cracked. Fix your debts. I replied even. Ours are settled. Monday pivoted her world. Agency had summoned her. Jared's smear email had leaked, painting her as the leak in his pivot. Conflict of interest. The email read, see seat to clients. Her badge yanked by noon. Severance slim, tied to NDA. She texted the news, fired. All because of him. Empathy tugged, but I forwarded Lena's nonprofit post. Temp gig, community outreach. Apply? No reply. Instead, evening knock. Her, rain-soaked from the sprint, clutching a USB. Your old files, back them up. Thought you'd need for the gala. I took it, dry towel offered. Thanks. But access revoked, cyber guy locked shared drives. She dried her hair, sitting unbidden. Jared's toxic. Cheated on me last week, with his COO. Saw the texts. Irony landed soft. Karma's quick. You deserve steady. She leaned in. Steady like us? Second chance. I poured tea, steaming mugs between. Us was steady till choices eroded it. Recount. Her lunches logged in calendar ghosts. Party invites saved. Patterns, Amy. Break them solo. Nod slow from her, mug gripped tight. Trying. Job hunts brutal. Your post helped. Interview tomorrow. Small win shared. Air eased. She left with a tentative fist bump, my first warmth since the bust. But dawn brought Jared's escalation. Subpoena threat via lawyer mail, claiming idea theft from our chats. Amy forwarded it panicked. He's unhinged. Protect your IP. I looped Vic's attorney, cease and desist drafted by lunch, citing timestamps predating her involvement. Filed forgotten. Tuesday accelerated my lane. Sophia nailed the sim. Virtual tour of full block, residents navigating via VR headset borrowed from a tech buddy. I screened it for Mike over lunch tacos. Sell this at Gala, crowd melts. His crew pledged labor discounts. Network snowballed. Lena's accelerator matched another 25K, strings attached. Minter sessions with a grizzled developer named Ray. First one, his office in Flatiron, walls lined with faded blueprints. Kid, scales your enemy, start intimate. Advice gold. Pair the pilot to 20 units, deepen resident surveys. I revised overnight, emailing updates chain-wide. Amy's interview tanked. Rejection email cited recent controversies. Her vent call, doors slamming everywhere. I listened 10 minutes, then bridged. Ray's firm hires outreach. Cold email your resume. She did, landing a callback. Gratitude text, your nudge worked. Dinner to celebrate? Declined polite, gala prep. Rain check. But curiosity won. I scouted her online. LinkedIn pivot to nonprofit bios. Jared scrubbed clean. Growth glimmers. Midweek, social threads wove in. Gala Eve, I met Elena, event planner for the nonprofit, introduced by Ray. Coffee at a Tribeca roastery turned 2 hours. Her coordinating builds in Harlem, me pitching integration. Your equity angle? Aligns perfect. Co-host a panel? Cards swapped. Sparks non-romantic, but electric. Shared drive for impact. Back at Loft, Sophia crashed late. Pizza-fueled debug on the app. Resident portal for maintenance votes. Bug squashed by 2 a.m. High-five sealed team bond. Gala night thrummed. Midtown ballroom. Suits mingling under chandeliers. I manned the booth solo, renders projected, VR headset drawing lines. Vic circulated intros. 3 funders probed. 1. Tech heiress. Pledged 10K on-site for the farm add-on. Elena swung by, mic in hand for her MC slot. Whispering. Panel's yours. Nail the close. Stage time hit. 200 faces, lights hot. I clicked through slides, voice steady. Not just bricks, lives rebuilt. Join the blueprint. Q&A flowed. A councilman bit for zoning fast track. Applause crashed. Elena's follow-up toast. Tom's vision. Our future. Post-event buzz. Elena's number for deeper collab. Councilman's card for briefs. I Ubered home elated. Prototype photos syncing to cloud. Amy's text waited. Saw your gala post online. Proud. Ray called. Interview aced. Oh you. Oh. The word hum. Reply. Earned it yourself. Congrats. Sleep claimed quick. Dreams of scaled blocks rising. Friday's harvest. Councilman greenlit a pilot lot in the Bronx. Permits expedited. Sophia hooped over Zoom. Mike rallied crew for groundbreak next month. Elena's email. Panel co-host confirmed. Your lead. Personal front stabilized. AB's outreach slowed to weekly check-ins. Therapy tails shorter. Job secured at Ray's as coordinator. Her first paycheck bought us neutral lunch. Falafel truck in the park. She arrived composed. Folder of outreach metrics in tow. Ray loves my angle. Tying your units to job fairs. Synergy real this time. Professional. Talk skirted us. Her blocking Jared fully. His startup folding per news blip. Lost it all. Karma, she said right. I nodded. Choices compound. Lunch wrapped amicable. Her hug sisterly. Back at Loft, I inked the groundbreak invite list. Sophia, Mike, Vic, Elena. Amy's name hovered in contacts. Omitted deliberate. Weekend blurred build. Site visit with surveyor. Stakes pounded marking foundations. Dust settled with possibility. Jared's last gasp. A deleted LinkedIn rant. Screenshotted by Amy. Betrayed by fakes. She shared with a shrug emoji. Irrelevant now. Indeed, his noise faded against my traction. Monday marked pivot point. Ray pulled me aside post-mentor. Amy's sharp. Vouch for her on your team? Tempted, but her merits, not mine. She earned the nod independently, starting cross-training on surveys. Distance bred clarity. Our paths paralleled, not entangled. Elena's collab deepened. Joint grant app drafted. her insights sharpening equity clauses. Dinner invite from her, strategy session, tie spot. Laughed over pad CEU, plotting panel script. Chemistry built on common ground, no baggage. By month's end, prototype stood half-frame in Jersey, welds gleaming under sun. Groundbreak loomed, invites RSVP'd full. Amy's text, heard about the site, wanna volunteer? Considered, then, team spots filled. But welcome at the event. Boundaries flexed, not broken. Her reply, I'll be there. As friend. Fair. Jared vanished. Lawsuit dropped. Per Vic's update. Her world stabilized on new footing. Steady pay. Therapy closure. No echoes of old flames. My circle expanded. Sophia's birthday beers. Elena's weekend hike scouting urban plots. Laughter came easy, unforced. Loft walls filled with progress prints. Phase timelines. Funder logos. Amy attended Groundbreak peripheral, clapping from crowd edge as shovel bit earth. Post-ceremony mingle, she approached solo. This is you, pure. I clinked her water cup. Us all. Parting waves, no pulse. Her choices bore fruit bittersweet, growth hard won, alone. Mine, ripe, shared. The board balanced. Next moves hers to plot, mine to execute. The Groundbreak shovel hit dirt, and Amy's phone shattered the cheers. Jared's frantic call, his voice slurring threats from a bar stool. You ruined me. Come fix it. She silenced it mid-sentence, face ashen amid the crowd. I paused, mid-clap, our eyes locking across the site. For a split second, old instincts flared, rescue her chaos. But I turned back to the crew, mic in hand for the toast. To foundations that last. Her nod came faint, then she slipped away. That was the last tether snapped. Her storm raged solo, while mine cleared to endless sky. Months post-ceremony, the Bronx pilot rose swift. First units framed by week 8, Sophia's Sims guiding every pore. Ray's mentorship sharpened edges, involved tenants early, co-design interiors. We ran workshops in a pop-up tent, locals sketching kitchen flows, voting on balcony planters. Feedback looped in real time. One mom's idea for kid-proof railings made the cut, earning her a plaque spot. Vic toured week 10, check in hand for phase 2. Metrics beat projections, scale to Harlem. Funder count hit 7, grants stacking via Elena's grant app. Our joint bid netting $100K for expansions. Professional gears turned flawless. Elena's panel at the Urban Forum drew 300, my opener on inclusive zoning sparking bids from 2 boroughs. Post-talk Q&A, a developer duo pitched joint ventures. Lunches followed, evolving to contracts. Sophia stepped up as ops lead. Her first solo client meets sealing a variant for Queens. Mike's crew expanded, subcontracting my specs firm-wide. Loft doubled as HQ, whiteboards tracking milestones. App beta live, 40 beta users logging feature requests. Evenings blurred into strategy calls with Ray, his war stories fueling late-night tweaks. Amy's arc unfolded parallel, jagged at first. Jared's call escalated to a restraining order filing. His bar rant recorded by patrons, viral clip hitting local news. She handled court solo, affidavit detailing the loan drain and smears. Judge cited quick, no contact, his assets frozen pending audit. Her Ray gig bloomed into full project manager, leading surveys that fed my builds. Your units inspired my metrics dashboard. She emailed quarterly updates, professional crisp. No please, just facts. Therapy graduated, savings rebuilt via side freelance. One workshop, she facilitated tenant input, her charts aligning seamless with Sophia's models. Post-session nod, solid work. Mutual respect, no residue. Personal front solidified mine. Elena's strategy dinners turned weekends, scouting derelict Chelsea lots, her camera capturing decay for grant visuals. Sparks ignited organic, shared hikes turning intimate, her laugh cutting through site noise. First date proper, rooftop farm tour she curated, overlooking Hudson sunsets. Your drive's magnetic, she said over shared greens. Reciprocated, yours grounds it. No rush. By month 4, we synced calendars for a Europe scan, Dutch co-housing models to adapt. Sophia teased at team beers. Boss, you're glowing, spill. Grins all around. Circle tightened, inclusive. Jared's collapse peaked dramatic. News drop. His startup liquidated, boards citing embezzlement ties. That bridge loan traced to offshore funnels. Amy's testimony sealed the probe. Feds knocked his door dawn raid. She forwarded the clip detached. Closure. His fallout rippled. Ex-partners sued. Social exile complete. No gloat from her. Instead, a quiet pivot, volunteering at a women's shelter, channeling scars into aid. Ray promoted her to director, her dashboard tool licensed to 3 nonprofits. Earning stripes. Mike noted over our monthly stake. I raised glass. To clean breaks. 6 months in, my keynote at the Architecture Summit capped ascent. 500 in the hall, slides cycling global renders. Bronx thriving. Harlem underway. International queries inbound. Design isn't imposition. I opened. It's invitation. Applause thundered. Post-keynote swarm yielded a TEDx slot. Book agent card. Elena beamed from front row, her hand in mine backstage. Nailed it. Our next chapter? Whispered yes, sealed plans. Co-found a consultancy, blending her planning with my drafts. Amy's crossroads hit unbidden. Shelter event invite crossed paths, her organizing a build-a-thon for single moms. I attended neutral, tools in hand for a demo wall. She directed flow efficient, clipboard and grip. Midway break, she approached solo. Tom, saw the summit stream. Deserved. Pause heavy. Jared's trial starts next, testifying clean. Wanted you to know, I'm good, truly. Her stance straight, eyes clear. I nodded. See that? Proud of the path. No what-ifs, air-free. She extended hand. Friends? Shake firm. Always were underneath. Back home. Now a shared walk-up with Elena. Views trading loft grit for skyline grace. Dinner waited. Her stir-fry, victory toast. Talk veered to wedding whispers, casual. Your summit speech? Vows material. Laughter light. Bed followed easy, her head on shoulder sinking breaths. Dawn brought a client call, Tokyo firm eyeing adaptations. Handled from kitchen, coffee steaming. Year's end framed reflection. Summit book deal inked. First chapter outlining the pivot, from waiting rooms to wide builds. Amy's holiday card arrived joint, to new builds, yours and Elena's. Grateful for the lessons. Enclosed photo, her at shelter groundbreaking, shovel raised. Reply postcard, to yours too. Keep raising. Jared's sentence landed. 5 years white collar, restitution ordered. News blip faded quick, her forward march louder. Conference circuit ramped, my story slotted as opener. From fracture to foundation. Stage lights hit, 200 nodding faces. Betrayal cracked the mold. I shared raw, but choices rebuilt stronger. Not revenge, reclamation. Q&A delved. Work-life post-split? Boundaries first, then bridges. Elena's panel follow-up wove our collab seamless. Post-event mingle, a young drafter approached. Your talk? Game changer, quitting safe job tomorrow. Handshake, on the lines. Evening closed rooftop, city sprawl below. Elena leaned in. Inspired them. Like you inspire me. Kiss soft, future tangible. Amy's text pinged light. Caught the talk online, spot on. Shelter's first unit done. Thumbs up sent. No pulls, just parallels. Her stability self-forged, mine amplified shared. Choices compounded. Hers to accountability, mine to abundance. The horizon? Ours to claim, unshadowed.